Everyone here has had a goal at some point in their life. Whether small or big, like a diet or an important project, we all had to overcome a barrier called starting. You know you want to achieve something. You have an idea of how to get there, but most of the time, you lose motivation very quickly. For example, I had a goal to give up on chocolate because I wanted to be fitter. I had an outline of a plan, but it turns out being fit actually takes work. Yeah, no, I gave up in around 2 hours. I knew I was doomed when my parents brought home chocolate-covered strawberries. I mean, look at that. How do you resist that? But despite everything I've said so far, the hardest part of a goal, I truly believe, is actually knowing when to stop. When you have a rhythm going of working out 2 or 3 times a week and now knowing to not eat that piece of chocolate, when can you feel like you can rest? Should you ever rest? Should you just give up on chocolate entirely for the rest of your life? Ugh, that sounds like a horrible life if you ask me. I mean, again, look at this masterpiece. I, like most people, like to achieve great things. We, as a human race and self, love to improve. And that, my friends, is what I call ER, or. Now, it doesn't stand for emergency room or endoplastic reticulum for you biology fanatics out there. Instead, these 2 letters, though seemingly simple and random, portray a never-ending cycle of improvement, with no stopping point and no finishing line. Let me explain. Let's go back to talking about goals. After you overcome that initial stubborn starting, and as you make progress in your goal, ER starts to show itself. Slowly but surely, you start to lose yourself in that rhythm. Think of a goal that you've had in your life. Now pin down on that trait, that result, the whole reason why you started this goal in the first place, and most importantly, that adjective that you wanted. For example, kind, funny, pretty. Now attach ER to the end of those words. Kinder, funnier, prettier. See, ER is a suffix, a 2-letter reminder to always be better, to be more. Let that sink in. Is there truly a point in your goal when you feel like you've finally accomplished enough? If being prettier is your goal, if being smarter is your goal, ER keeps you up until midnight, reminding you to keep on studying and studying and studying and studying because you'll just never feel smart enough. If being fitter is your goal, ER makes you feel bad if you skip a day at the gym, even when your body is injured. No goal, no adjective, nothing is safe from ER. And so, because I wanted to be everything and more, ER became my life. Every day was a chance to improve and reach that ideal person that I came up with in here. And let me tell you, the closest person I could relate that image to was Barbie. Yes, that blonde hair, blue eyes, life is a dream, has a dog, cat, horse, zebra, lion, and has over 200 different careers and is 101% not even living. Yes, you heard that right. I wanted the life of an 11-inch tall plastic doll. And just like a plastic toy figurine, I never knew when my life was controlled by a greater force. I told myself, if I study for 2 hours straight, then I can scroll on TikTok afterwards. Once I finish reading 50 pages of this chemistry textbook, then I can go to sleep. If I don't eat dinner, then I can buy a new dress. I wanted to believe that all of these conditions and statements would result in adjectives that I wanted. And my life model that I lived and breathed by, if I keep on improving, then I can be perfect. Perfection is what I ultimately wanted, and I started to care less and less about the progress I was making. This cycle continued until I found a change, or should I say, a switch. Remember ER? These 2 letters mean striving for more and more and never finding enough in yourself. Well, instead of obsessing over adjectives that you wanted, switch the letters. Suddenly, ER becomes RE. Now, you've opened a whole new perspective on life. RE doesn't haunt you from behind. No, it guides you in front. Think of a verb now, an action that you can control. It could be think, rethink. Rethink your approach to success. Act, react to your feelings of inadequacy. Accept, reaccept your imperfections without guilt. I finally found the finishing line in my race towards perfection. Ari allowed me to truly stop and think. And so, recognize and rest. Stopping to appreciate your progress means understanding when it is too much. If you're tired from studying, let's say even for like 30 minutes, then listen to your body. Rethink, I've studied and know what I'm doing, and not, I'm going to sit here and read this textbook from front to finish until I've memorized every single fact in this book. No, please don't do that. That's not how things work. But recognize. Recognizing is healing. It allows you to set boundaries within to not overwork and drain yourself. Understand that you, at this very moment of achieving your goal, are the best version of you. You are trying, and that is enough. And the result of this mindset is a better version of you, a true, healthier, better version of you. And so, recognize and bloom with RE. After straying away from the fact that improvement doesn't always result in self-actualization, I discovered that life was like a flower. Although sunlight and water are essential to a plant's life, too much of it can actually result in the plant dying. And now it wouldn't reach to its full height, its full color, its full vibrance. Now apply this to humans, to you. Don't overwork yourself so much that you don't wait to see the growth and progress that you've already made. And sometimes flowers do die to produce a new seed, for that seedling to grow even more beautiful than the last. I should mention here that I don't mean that literally. Please do not die on me here. I do not need to be sued 2 days after graduation. Thank you very much. But fail. It's okay to fail sometimes. Pause and use RE to take a step back and look at your attitudes, your abilities, and your growth. Use these methods. Start, continue, recognize, appreciate, rest, and repeat. Lastly, I want to mention that this whole process of going from ER to RE is a zigzag road and definitely not linear. I took years to understand this myself, and even after writing this topic as my college essay, I still feel lost sometimes. But understanding is a brave first step. Everything then after will start to align. You just need to let growth happen, starting with a beginning push. Only then will each and every one of you grow into a good version of yourselves. And so, I implore you to stop chasing the never-ending ER and instead embrace the change, the feeling of growing with RE. And thus, the world, your world, will start to bloom at your command. Thank you.